Shortly after having found out that Scalextric were even made in Australia, I purchased my first Australian-made Scalextric MMC54 made in Australia and NZ car. Now, I got it on eBay for about $82 from a seller in Queensland, and it was a bit rough. One of the mirrors was broken off and it wasn't going, so I fixed it up, and it was missing one of the numbers here, which are vinyl, not paper like the earlier ones. We'll have a look at the inside. So all apple green cars are made in Australia and NZ body shells. You won't see an apple green English car. So the original car, which is the thumbnail for this video, my phone didn't have video back then, so I only have still photographs of the original car I purchased. But this is an exact replica or a copy of that car, and so it's actually slightly better because it has the 3 numbers, because the other car was missing the number on this side. So what happened with that car, I'd actually purchased an apple green car and I put a set of numbers on it and the tool rear tires, and I put it on eBay, and it sold to a gentleman in Spain, but in a very convoluted way. The guy that bought it, he bought it for another guy, and they had to sneak it past his wife. So I made quite a good profit on that car. I had a set of 7s in the vinyl, and so I sold that on eBay. But the guy that actually purchased it, he then wanted an apple green car, and I only had the car I bought. And after some time I relented, because I did realise that I might be able to replace it. I didn't realise it would take so long to replace it, but I have replaced it. You don't see many of the apple green cars, although yellow is actually the rarer colour in the G3. So I haven't mentioned it yet, but this is the G3, which is the guide that was used from 61 to 68. So I sold that original car, which is the thumbnail picture, and eventually I got this car, which was in better condition. The mirrors have never been broken off, so they're original welds. The carby trumpets were broken though. I have changed them because I can tell that's my soldering iron work there. And I dare say I've replaced the head by the looks of it. But the windscreen and the steering wheel are original, whereas the first car I bought, I had to replace the steering wheel. I think I might have even, it might have had no windscreen, but I know I changed the steering wheel. And this had a dry solder, so I've resoldered there. But yeah, so that's an interesting story about the first one I got. I've sold quite a few cars to, about half a dozen, I reckon, to that guy in Spain. And we'll look at the other side. So we'll finish off the video just looking at the other side of the car. And as I said, this apple green colour you'll only find in the Australia and New Zealand body cars. So if you see them, there was one recently sold on eBay. I didn't bother. It had numbers, the number 13 painted, or it was permanent mark. It looked bad, like, so it wasn't worth trying for. But that's what you're looking for. These apple green are uniquely Australia and New Zealand.